there's one less left. Deep in his chest, what was gone of him getting out or him moving on. Yeah, hopeless song. Started his months at a time, but he couldn't lie, and he couldn't time, and he couldn't rhyme or express himself to save his life. Put his favorite records on in a party in Lincoln Park. Close his eyes and he'd sing along. It's not the time and it's not the place to have to eat your words, cause it's not the fall and it's not the fail, it's what you do right afterwards.
These words I hope you rise, digging deep in the juice aside. Grab the mic, you'll shock them all, just steady hands and wild eyes. Wildfire
deep inside,
torch them all, leave none alive. If some survive, then tell your friends are broken, watch your backs. So here's my masters, burn it all before the fall of man. It's time to stand and stand for nothing at all.
Empty hands and hollow eyes that never give and only take one mistake. You'll come to see it's how you doubted thoughtlessly. It's how you only recognize the person that I used to be.
So here's my message, burn it up, take everything you can. Before you fly, you know you gotta learn to stand. Bury this deep in your mind. We can't reach, so it's not like it was before. Never die, so tell me now, what do you stand for? Scars and the secrets you hide, I'll burn them all. It's not like it was, cause it's so tell me now, what do you stand for?
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Female Dota 2 Southeast Asian League Season 2. My name is Maya, and I am
Dire
joined by
team
Amitron
ban.
once again. We'll be casting the games between Free or HB Gaming, as they're known, as well as Yui's Angels. How are you doing today, Andy?
Yeah, I'm going very good after my very, very long needed sleep. How are you?
Dire team
That's good to
ban.
hear. I'm good myself, a bit tired, but we've been doing a lot of casting the past few days, and basically, I guess both our voices are shot, basically. Yes.
Yeah, mine was very, very close last night. It was very, very
10
close the other day.
seconds remaining.
I had my few bottles of water and I had my breakfast. So I'm just like, all
Radiant
right, I'm ready to
team
go again.
ban.
Nice. All right. So, after waiting for both teams,
Dire
we will
team
finally get
pick.
to actually cast their game once again. So, this is between Yui's Angels as well
Radiant
as
team
Team
pick.
Free, and both teams actually going really quick with the bans here. We will see the Lycan ban as well as the Nyx Assassin ban by Team Free, and then Yui's Angels, they will ban out the Storm Spirit as well as the Timbersaw. Very interesting ban on the Storm Spirit being the second ban. Usually, I see the picking him up or banning him towards the third or last ban and pick phase.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, it's not very common to see a storm spirit in the first banning phase. It's not regularly, of course.
Exactly,
But
and wow, they're going really fast
Dire
with the
team
bans and
pick.
picks right now.
yeah, so we got an Invoker pick up, first pick coming from HP Gaming, not Team Free. Or otherwise known as HP Gaming. But
Yep.
immediately we do have, or not immediately, but we do have a Bristleback pickup and the Weaver pickup as well. And spoken about this before with Weaver. It sort of just narrows your choices down very, very quickly in just terms of like your
10
carry
seconds
or
remaining.
your other lanes and what these supports are going to be, because you need to
5
be very,
seconds
very defensive
remaining.
or supports to be able to protect that Weaver, of course.
Exactly, and
Reserve
we will
time.
the Invoker pickup here by Team Free just means that he can go into the solo safe lane, and it's beginning
Dire
to look
team
like
ban.
it's gonna be an aggressive tri lane for Team Free. Lion is a very aggressive hero here. Once he hits level 6, he can basically go around and start killing people. But Invoker's just safe to farm.
Dire
He can
team
get
ban.
kills across the map with that Sunstrike, but if he is left to farm by himself, I've seen Invokers basically pick up a Eel Scepter, a 4-staff, and they're good to go.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just like if you go QE, you
10
suddenly have
seconds
the Eel
remaining.
Scepter. It's basically on these. Four stuff is just there for the utility, of course, and he's
5
able to do
seconds
his
remaining.
combination of spells, just Sunstrike, definitely Blossom Meteor. Somebody's going to die. It's just you
Reserve
got to be
time.
instant reaction time to be hit down with that Eels and then hit by a definitely blast. But anyway, we do have Lion being picked up very, very good against these two heroes right now. Bristleback, if he does not have his back turned, the damage is not reduced at all. So we've seen that done before, and the Bristleback's health has just been chunked because of that Finger of Death. And no, Weaver versus Lion, that's just pretty self-explanatory. If that Weaver is very, very low, it gets caught off guard. That's basically dead at level 6. If that line is level 6, of course. But we do have the Bane being banned. So yeah, we do have Batrider being banned and OD being banned
Radiant team
in the second
ban.
banning stages by HB Gaming and Erie's Angels. So they're just taking very typical ban. Spain, I have seen him banned quite a lot. He's very, very annoying to deal with. A lot of times, if you do not keep him under control in a team fight with a
10
stun
seconds
or
remaining.
whatever other CC you have, Batrider takes one
5
of the cores
seconds
out with Blink Dagger,
remaining.
maybe a 4-stuff as well. Just very, very annoying to maybe Invoker, for
Reserve
example,
time.
lassos him.
Yep.
He's taken out of the fight and maybe even bursted down. So yeah, it's just a bit of it going everywhere. So
Yeah, it looks like both teams just want to ban out heroes that can, focus fire, I guess. Just basically
mm,
go around hunting
Radiant
down
team
heroes, and
pick.
Yui's Angels will be banning out the Puck as well. So looks like all the mid lane heroes here, they really don't want to have allow Team Free to play them. I mean, of course, I still kind of feel um that the Bad Rider is a viable mid hero. Just after all his nerf have actually disappeared
10
from the meta,
seconds
and
remaining.
a lot of teams have not been picking him up
5
in
seconds
this
remaining.
in the tournament itself. I have seen Bat Rider being picked up a few times, but still it's not as widely used
Reserve
as
time.
these heroes that have been um that have seen some action in this league.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Barrada has not but he has faded away from this the meta. Like he used to be 100% pick or ban,
Yeah,
and now he's just like, he's still there, but he's had a lot of nerfs to him. And,
exactly.
some people don't because of those nerfs don't really um consider him much anymore. So basically, he's still the same hero that he is, of course, but his potential has been very limited.
Exactly. Right now, US Angels taking quite a bit of time actually to pick up their third hero here. I kind of feel they might need some crowd control here, simply because Bristleback is, if you can actually
Dire
get,
team pick.
if you can actually stay alive long enough in the team fight, with the Cruel Spray, you just do tons of damage, and of course, that Bristleback passive as well. Any amount of damage that you eat up just returns damage to free. So we will see you Angels pick up the Shadow Demon here. So that's a bit of CC in terms of the disruption as well as the demonic purge here. But I kind of feel they need a
10
bit more
seconds
simply
remaining.
because to capitalize on the fact that Bristleback can run around
5
um
seconds remaining.
cool spraying people, and Weaver can run around with Shukuchi as well.
Reserve time.
Yeah, basically, you are right. They do need a little bit more CC, but they might pick it up in the fourth or fifth pick. So we'll be just continuing on with the picks. Shadow Demon, not much CC, but he is a good hero overall.
Yeah, we've seen him being played yesterday as well, and Shadow Demon just too good.
Radiant
With
team
that
pick.
purge, with that soul catcher as well. So if you can actually land that soul catcher there, then it's gonna be
Dire team
fantastic.
pick.
Yes, so we do have Jakiro being picked up, and that's another sort of CC, but it's not as much CC. It's like a Shadow Shaman, or many other supports that are in the pool. I actually heard an Ice Puff them, which scared the shit out of me. But with the disruption and the ice pass, it's very, very hard to miss an ice pass like that. But when you have the Slider being picked up and a Shadow Shaman as well, so that's the try, and immediately,
team
just
banned.
immediately, there's a Marana ban. Just no question about it. It's just like boop, Marana is banned. But the Slider pickup, it can work, and it is very, very good against Weaver, and it's not bad against Bristleback as well, because the negative armor is actually pretty ridiculous. I mean, at level 1, it's like negative 10 armor, so Bristleback doesn't really have that much armor.
5
I mean,
seconds remaining.
and neither does the other heroes in basically in Angel's lineup right now. So we will be waiting on T3's last ban, which I think is going to be their middle lane to go against the Invoker. So they could ban up,
The
Queen of
TA?
Pain or the TA. There's
Yeah.
many, many choices right now for Angels to have. Very many heroes that Angels could have in that lineup that just go so well.
I kind of feel that maybe Team Free should be banning out a Death Prophet here simply because the physical damage that will come out from Angels with a Death Prophet is just too high. You have the Quill Spray, which does physical damage. Weaver's Geminate attack just allows the Weaver just to do so much damage, and then the physical damage of the Exorcism from it will help to push towers down very, very quickly. And Team Free, they are really squishy early game. Invoker, even though you can invoke a lot of spells, you just need to be really careful. I believe even when Ghost walking, Bristleback Quill Spray will actually hit you if it procs or if he uses it. So
Yep.
yeah, it is very, very dangerous for Team Free
10 seconds
actually
remaining.
a DP the pool here. And US Angels, they might actually pick up the DP
5
for mid
seconds
lane.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Team Free decided to ban a DK, which is not bad. I mean, surely it's
Reserve
a
time.
DK. I mean, I generally like the hero to be picked up quite a bit more because he's a very, very strong hero in mind. I mean, he's got hits level 6, trying to do a dragon. He's a fighter. That's really what he is. He fights a lot, and that's what that hero is meant to do. Just fight. I mean, he can farm really well, but he is meant to kill things left and right. I mean, with Team Free's lineup, I mean, Evoker versus DK, it's not DK's way, of course, but it can work. I mean, if he gets the stun up on the line or anything like that, but they can also go the Tinker,
Dire team pick.
which if he does get ahead of that Invoker v Tinker, usually it goes Tinker's way because of the blind of Laser, but here comes the off lane, which is a Bounty Hunter, which I like this. A Bounty Hunter is very just the off laner that mainly every team picks up, or majority of teams picked up because of track. And it's not bad against Weaver as well. So
Exactly, but the thing is that Team 3 might. I kind of feel that they are going for the overkill here because Slada's amplify damage as well as Bounty Hunter's track. Tons of gold will be going their way of Team 3 if they
Prepare for
actually
battle.
manage to catch that Weaver out and basically catch the other heroes out as well because I mean Shadow Demon, Jack Hero, they don't have the highest of moves here, and if Slada as well as Bounty Hunter comes into the fight, basically we'll see really did supports on Yui's Angels.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Shadow Demon can disrupt himself, but that's a waste of disruption on himself rather than any of these 4 heroes that he can save. I mean, Tinker, I don't mind it being picked up, but he has to be careful because of the Bounty Hunter and the Slada when he does pick up Link Dagger and all the other stuff. We do have a hello for the Pacific Bad Boys. I'm not really sure who they are, but hello to them. And yeah, people who are looking at the stream just saying hello to everyone. So
30 seconds
we do have
to
Shadow
go.
Demon just picking up the wards and just heading into this ward. Mainly, I think he's going to ward here, but he could ward. She could ward here. There's many other places she could do, but she's going to ward right there.
She's going to be warding there, and I think Set Live or the Lion will actually spot that out as well. So shall we introduce the teams before the game starts?
Yes, I will go with Angels. I'll go Miska on the Shadow Demon. We'll do Krish on the Weaver. We do have Fish Don't Cry on the
The
Jakiro.
battle
We have
begins.
Panzel on the Tinker, and Yo Cassie here on the Bristleback.
Right, and that's for the Radiant side. Over on the Dire side, we have Team TF or HB Gaming as we know them. BenQ on the Bounty Hunter in the off lane. On the Invoker in the mid lane. Vanilla on the Shadow Shaman. In the tri-lane, along with Set Live on the Lion. And Hey on the Slada.
So we're actually going to see an aggressive trialing with Bristleback in this top lane. I think this is going to be very fun to watch because Bristleback and aggressive trialing does work. But I'm not sure if it works with the Shadow Demon and the Jakiro. But his 2 supports are very weak because Shadow Shaman and Lion do not compare with Jakiro's base health. And we will be able to see how this works out. I mean, in other lanes we do have a solo Weaver against a Bounty Hunter, which I don't know, it's very close. I mean, generally it's Bounty Hunter's way because it's the track, and 435 HP is never really something you want to have at the start of the game, especially on an agility hero. But we'll see how that bottom lane just sort of pans out along the way. But in the top lane, this is where the action's mainly going to be.
Exactly, and I kind of feel that TF they do have the advantage here in terms of the amount of stuns and disables that they have. But we will see a disruption here into the Ice Path, and now Yo Cassie is going to get stunned out. Hey, it's actually dropping really low here. Set Life will land a stun on all 3 heroes, saving the carry, and Hayes is going to back off. So yeah, this was what I was talking, right now, Angels, they don't have the amount of burst damage that they need to take down Hay, just like that. They can potentially take down Vanilla or Set Life here on the squishier supports, but the supports themselves, they have really good offensive, defensive mechanisms in terms of the disables, the Adder Shock, as well as the hacks, as well as the stun. So, and of course, Hay herself has a stun, so whenever she gets caught in a disruption, she's just gonna be spamming her stun and making sure that Yo Cassie here will not be able to really spam her kill spray.
It's also a very nice thing to have to actually get Snot or goo at level 1 because the slow is better than, and the negative armor is actually way better than Quill Spray, especially it's a lower mana cost, 5 mana. It does actually make a difference on Bristleback than having a low mana pool there yourselves. But you're right. I mean, if Hay gets caught out, she's going to stun immediately. And Sailor gets caught out, she will be attempting to stun almost immediately as well. But we do have another disruption going on as well, followed up on the Ice Path. No, it actually doesn't come out yet, but the Ice Path does come out right now. And Hay might be in a bit of trouble, but the sprint will be enough. And they just have the burst damage. Dual Breath comes out, but it actually misses.
Yeah, and it was a really good disruption there. Excuse me, not really good disruption, but I believe Mikasa actually disrupted Hay there, and the Ice Path came out a second too late, and that just allowed Hay to get the crush off on Yo Cassie here.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Slide Out potentially getting nothing in the top lane. He hasn't got one creep at all. So they are doing their job and just trying to say, you know what, Slider, you're not going to get a thing. But in the middle lane, we do have Tinker being actually taking a little bit of aggression as well with the cold snap, trying to maybe get a rocket off of a machine. So I'm not really sure what he was doing. It looked like it's just being animation cancelled a bit hard right there. But, you know, I'd rather prefer to be have a laser rocket against an Invoker. You know, Invoker, you know, he doesn't have the best of stats, and, you know, blind is actually really, really good against Invoker because, you know, he can't hit you during cold snap duration, which is a really, really strong thing to have.
Yeah, Pencil might be actually building towards, you know, the very standard Tinker push build here, where you just spare much of machines and you don't really get a point in laser.
Yeah.
She is pulling the creeps, the creeps, the ancient stack here though. I believe that's like 1, 2, 3 stacks, at least 3 stacks.
Yep.
Yeah, she did seem to miss that last pull though, because I think there's just too many creeps right now. It needs to be pulled a bit earlier. We will see the supports come in, Mikasa as well as Fish Don't Cry, waiting around the haste rune there. Mikasa's gonna get the haste here and now comes in from behind, maybe just waiting, being very patient, waiting for him to down onto the low ground. But here we go. The disruption will go off on him. Will that be enough burst damage there? The tornado goes out and throws Mikasa up into the air, gets the ghost walk off, and yeah, basically kind of a bit of miscommunication from Angels, I feel.
Definitely. I mean, like, the Jakiro was like way over here when they even the disruption was started, and Tinker not outgoing that burst damage bill is really, really it's not helping, to put it simply.
Yeah, and Pencil's just pulling the creeps once again. Will farm them now using her March of the Machines. And she is still not getting stacked. I kind of feel it's just a bit too late for her. She's pulling a bit too late here, but she's trying to get her levels. Has a very nice career on her. I have the career as well. Yay!
So we do have that big race coming out as well. And in the spin lane, Tinker's doing okay, but, you know, he's 21-13 for 1 against the 21 and 15 Invoker. I mean, and suddenly, you know, if that he had laser right then, that Invoker would have just been like, oh, well, that's a bad engagement for me because I was blinded. But, you know, he could just she's just able to take that aggression to him because, you know, she doesn't have a laser, which is actually not the best thing in the world for Tinker.
So we'll see. You know, Pencil's just spamming her March of the Machines right now, but is actually able to dodge a lot of it. Does have the phase boots up on her, does have the iron branches on her, but that's pretty much about it. Doesn't have any regen, so, you know, it's a bit dangerous as well. She will get the regen from her, from her quas there. 3 points in quas. Not 3 points, but 4 points, and, you know, she will look for that. It's just really unfortunate right now. I kind of feel that this Invoker is missing out on quite a bit of runes simply because her team doesn't have any runes, doesn't have any wards on the river. That's just really, really dangerous as an Invoker mid.
Yeah, I mean, you know, has taken. Oh god, that's gonna be hard to pronounce the team, but it's like. But anyway, we do have the supports routine. I mean, Quas does benefit Invoker. Like, it's 13 points of regeneration there. It's like eating a tango majority of the time, but, you know, she does need to be careful. You know, Ghost Walk is already on her, on one of her buttons, so she's ready to just, you know, hit that button and go immediately in the Ghost Walk. They do have no detection whatsoever to find her. So I think this gank is just going to be a waste of time for these two supports.
Yeah, the smoke does run out on them as well, and the Tinker March will keep pushing him backwards. And, you know, Panther's doing a good job of keeping the Invoker down, but the Invoker wants to take the aggression here. Does have the cold snap. The pinks will come out. Mikasa asking for some action to go on right now, but, you know, with Panzel using the March of the Machines, it's just pushing him really, really close. But it looks like they will die past the towers with the towers. But not just goes walk away, and Mikasa's in a very bad position right now, dropping half health there, getting right clicked down by the Invoker.
Yeah, so it basically was just a waste of time. And sure, you're trying to keep this Invoker down, but, you know, he's on full HP again. I mean, in the tri lane, Slider, you know, he's sort of like not really utilizing the fact that, you know, that supports are completely gone. and they really should take advantage of that. Get this Slider back on his feet. But Bristleback is level 6, and they haven't really done much to try and keep this Bristleback down. And suddenly Bristleback does get caught out, but this level 6 has decent points, and Bristlebackers as well as good. But Questplay comes out, Hay gets caught out as well. Here comes the burst damage from the cores as well. Crush comes out as well, but Slayer gets very low, and that's the first blood to the Shadow Demon as well. They're not going to keep going as well. Cassie needs to be really careful. The stun comes out, stopping the Bristleback. But the one we'll be able to save the last area here is when the tower actually gets transferred onto the Jakiro, and they're not going to stop. The Ice Block comes out and secures that kill for Cassie again. But we do have a Broker coming up here as well with the double damage rune, and she gets off the Jakiro. Looking for more though, she just have the cold snap, hits the on Cassie. Bristleback was not going to be enough to save her life, and then DD comes out. This is actually going to be a triple kill for the Invoker. Really no rotation for her to be able to get some kills.
Wow, with that triple kill, this Invoker is looking set. Does buy the hand of Midas here. Really interesting. I kind of felt that she might have gone for the Euro Scepter immediately, just so, but she of course doesn't have the Exort, doesn't have a point in Exort, so that's not going to be a Euro Scepter build coming out from her, I guess. Where we usually see a Euro Scepter into a Chaos Meatball into a Sunstrike, and of course finish off with Deafening Blast, and other Invokers doesn't seem to be going that build right now.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, I agree with that. The Midas pickup almost snap immediately. Because, Invoker is, his best friend is experience. That's the best thing, I mean, Panzer, he's trying to get that animation up, but the cold snap is just doing a lot of damage right now, half HP. And Weaver the Spawn Lame is actually really destroying this Bounty Hunter. I mean, 49 for 5 against the 8-2 Bounty Hunter. It's not really a good thing to have, but you have to have him in double attack or Gemini attack, and Shikuchi can become really annoying for the Bounty Hunter being the lead. But honestly, I think this Bounty Hunter should just move out of the lane and get some kills with track.
Yeah, but Bounty Hunter does need those levels and does need some items as well. We will see the 2 supports, Shadow Demon as well, Mikasa as well as Fish Don't Cry move to the bot lane right now. And Krish, the question is, do they have detection? They do have 1 sentry ward here, but they really need a dust just to ensure that BanQ doesn't fly away.
Yeah, but we do have the Ice
Yep, go
actually
ahead.
hitting. So we do actually have Ice Blast in, but the Sentry Ward is just a little bit too late. But the Invoker tip is in, the Weaver starts to Shikuchi forward. Does get spotted out by the Sentry Ward, the Bounty Hunter is caught out, but the track will come out as well. Invoker gets a disruption as well. Invoker's in a really, really bad position right here, but Bounty Hunter's getting very, very low, but he needs to go, if him gets caught out by an Ice Path, and gets Soul catch it up as well, but Invoker's running very, very fast. Decides to actually turn through auto attack onto the Weaver as well.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Krish didn't get those last 2 hits in on the Bounty Hunter. I think she didn't just want to dive past the tower simply because on the Invoker was coming up behind. There is Krish has to be very careful now. Will time lapse, and the disruption will come out on him. He doesn't have any mana left on the Invoker, and Ice Path will not hit her. So more TPs coming in right now. Everyone's just coming in. Slada's just on Slada. She's probably just going to keep farming here. And the BanQ is back in the fight at bot lane along with Set Life as well as Vanilla. Invoker's going to go back and regen some health and probably will TP back to bot lane, try to get some kills here. But the 2 supports just buying a bit of space for Krish to actually farm.
Yeah, but in this top lane, Hay is in a lot of trouble. He can't man fight a Bristleback, not this early into the game as a Slider. I mean, she does have that magic wand, so, maybe she can do a little bit of an outplay with the other magic wand and, amplify damage, just, really hurting Bristleback's army. Mrs. Slithering Crush, all that attacks just do a lot of damage with Warpath, because every time Bristleback casts a spell,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
movement speed, so it's probably the best thing to have, respectfully. If I picks up a DD and immediately heads to this top lane and wants to kill this Bristleback and stop the aggression from him. In the bottom lane, we do have 4 members from Angels here who want to kill something, anything obviously Ice Blast well into the line. They do have a Sentry Ward as well to catch out the Bounty Hunter, but someone gets turned into a chicken, I'm not really sure to hear, but Disruption comes out into the Shadow Shower, and that will secure that kill as well for Krish. And Krish picking up 2 kills there and actually getting very, very close to the Link as well. But in the top lane, we do have Bristleback being killed, but he decides to man up and kill the Slider.
So tons of kills going everywhere right now. I mean, we've seen more kills yesterday in that game between Triumph and Iris, where we had at the end game we had over 100 kills on the scoreboard here, but both teams looking to give us a very interesting game right now. doing really well, sitting on about 1,400 gold right now. And a quick look at all the items. Krish building towards her Lincoln Sphere without boots again.
Radiant's top tower is under
And
attack.
Panzer does have her boots of travel on
Dire's
her
middle
and
tower is
will
under
probably
attack.
start pushing the lanes. Over on Yokeshi here does have the Ring of Health on her bot lane. We will see some action. Chris is going to go down, does have, excuse me, not going to go down, does have the time lapse, but she manages to time lapse away from that tornado, and they will need to actually find her. She's going to juke backwards instead, and Tinker actually comes in, try to get Weaver away. No track. BanQ couldn't get that track off, and Weaver's going to be safe here. Panzer's just going to TP out, get some mana, and start pushing the lanes.
So basically, you know, they committed 3 people to that kill onto the Weaver there, and she was able to juke them out. And so Hayes in a very bad position again. They might even get, maybe even the disruption will come out. I mean, I would have disrupted that and said, you know, she's out of position, let's just go kill her. There's no one else here. But, you know, let's take a look at this Weaver. You know, getting very close to that Lincoln Sphere, very close. And, you know, even though they've got a Lincoln Sphere that's pretty good this game, you can still get fingered, you can still get hexed, you can still get shackled. There's a lot of things, but, you know, in the top lane we do have Hay in a lot of trouble. The Tinker Rockets coming out and will actually secure that kill. So Tinker with a bit of trouble actually tapping up to get this kill, and pops up after the machine and says, nope, I'm out of here now, I'm going to farm another lane. And Chris is still on this bottom lane, but she is tracked now, so you need to be really careful. He's actually turned into a chicken and
It's a
get
very
thrown a
fast chicken.
shuriken now. Yeah, but, you know, it will not be. The line is actually still level 5, 14 minutes, and I actually really want to see this, if it's in the middle, we do have a tornado EMP coming out, but, you know, it's not really going to do much, just forcing the Tinker back from stopping much of the machines. And I really want this line to be level 6. I mean, it's just, you know, stopping kill this, but, you know, Chris actually comes in with that Lincoln Sphere, and, you know, that's why she has to be careful. They do have a lot of single target spells to get that Lincoln Sphere up, but, you know, Vanilla is in a lot of trouble now. That Lincoln Sphere is still not off cooldown, but, you know, she could still be in a lot of trouble. I mean, look at that damage right now. It does get hexed up, and, you know, Tinker's here as well. That's actually going to pop another rocket out as well, especially with the Blink Dagger. We'll actually get the kill onto the bounty hunter now, but the EMP comes out as well, but the Krish is still moving forward, and the line is in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Guru coming out as well. We're getting the slow, and that will be enough. And the we've actually, Krish gets up another kill, and, you know, does actually gets the Korea will actually go as well. I mean, needs to start running as fast as she can, and she will be able to get away. I mean, you know, she isn't a lot. Krish is actually in a lot of trouble. Disruption as it comes out for Krish as well, maybe just dodging a bit of damage, but, you know, that Shadow Demon has to be okay. The cold snap comes out, and it's very close to actually calling.
Wow. Angel's just being really... Hello? Andy?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
thought I lost you for a minute there. But, you know, Angel's really aggressive there, and Disruption, excuse me, the Shadow Demon, Mikasa has been really spot on with the disruptions here. She did manage to actually disrupt Krish twice, to prevent any damage from her. You know, Krish was dropping really low. She got disrupted just to save. She got disrupted just to save her life. So, and we saw that just now. The Invokers did seem to want to turn on Krish there, and the disruption once again saved her life. So Mikasa doing a really good job as a support right now. This level 6 has actually chosen to go for
Dire's middle
points
tower
in
is under attack.
more points in disruption as well as the soul catcher rather than having a point in demonic purge, and I don't really agree with that. We've discussed this before, where all you really need is just 1 point in disruption here, just for that banish duration.
Yeah, the illusions mainly do nothing as well, but we do have the slithering Kosh coming out as well. But, you know, Brisbane is doing a lot of quills right now in the tornado, and the Macropie comes out, but, you know, Hayes walks right into the middle of the Macropie and gets quills played for the last time. You know, Krish will definitely start moving toward. Tinker comes in as well, does have that Blink Dagger, and the Rockets will come out and actually kill the Shadow Shaman as well. You know, Ghostwalker's popped in, you know, they do not have any vision up, but the bounty is out of invis and it's on cooldown, but the invis will be popped right now. Krish actually getting cold snap right now, and, you know, it's just back and forth action right now, but Dorgbeth actually missing, and essentially will be blocked down, stopping this much sorcery with the invis.
Yeah, both teams, they really need to invest in, more detection, I kind of feel. Of course, Krish, she has that Lincoln Sphere to prevent her from getting hit with a track. But if the track procs a Lincoln Sphere, then the Slada amplified damage can just come in as well. And there's tons of single target spells on TF that can actually proc her Lincoln Sphere, so she needs to be really careful when manning up. We've seen her play really aggressively, just manning up and running into team fights just like that on bot lane, and it's just so dangerous for her.
I've never actually seen Orb Venom on a Weaver before, so it's very, very interesting. Excuse me. Excuse me, just to see that item on the Weaver. I mean, it seemed to actually work because the Bounty Hunter was actually taking a lot of poison damage with the Gemini attack. But in the top lane, we do have this push coming up from Jakiro, Bristleback, Tinker, and the Shadow Demons. But Tornado comes out as well. In there comes the Blink Forward and the Dagon coming out from the Tinker. But it's got to be enough damage. And Bristleback just says, get away from the tower, picking up the mech and the Vanguard. But fish don't cry, and she needs to swap that tower aggro right there, or she will die herself. So Bristleback's just still taking tower being a boss.
Yeah, Cassie here is like, I'm just gonna whack this tower down right now, get some tower go. This Tinker hasn't been doing much right now. I mean, of course, Wu does have a Blink Dagger, has been farming up very quickly, does have a Dagon as well. I don't really agree with the Dagon build here. But then again, I'm not a Tinker player. What do you think?
I don't mind it. It's fine. When they're ahead like this, it's completely fine. I mean, you got a Bounty Hunter, Boots, Evoker, 1k HP. I mean, if you guys get caught out as well. Shadow Shaman, 800 HP. Lion, 600 HP. Slaughter, 1k HP, and you got to take into consideration that Weaver's actually decently farmed. Bristleback's doing a lot of damage as well, and it's like, he has the blink to, just in case things go a little bit too crazy and she just get caught out of position. So I don't mind the pickup, but I'd prefer if it was a sort of a game where you needed to not get caught out before first stuff. But we do have Krish going into the Shadow Shaman right now. But the Lincolns does get popped, but look at that damage. Just 3 hits coming out, and Lion actually needed to pop that stun, but Bristleback's just going to take the kill anyway with a Quill State Disruption. The Soul Catcher comes out onto Ben Q, actually walks straight into the middle of a Sentry Ward. Demonic Purge has actually come up, but the Tornado MPS is stopping a little bit of the aggression right now. Hay gets to stop, considering question, and that's the negative armor right there hitting onto the Shaman, and Hay is caught out of that switch. The Macropire, it's not really hitting anyone. Like Cassie actually gets fingered as well, but it's not enough damage to be able to kill them. And Tick Machines is right now, and Quillspray is combined together doing a lot of damage. Cassie's here is actually just going completely in only hand, but they need a nice path. She will just goes walking back, and suddenly Fish Don't Cry is really caught out of position as well. Gets cold snapped as well, but Vanilla is slowed down with a dual breath as well. But here comes the up, the Weaver Shikuchi in as well, and the Rockets actually, I don't know, the Swarm actually got and Krish is actually stuck, and the Sentry to the Vision Shikuchi will actually save her life, and the Tinker, hitting the wards right there, just saving that her teammate's life.
Exactly. Well, fantastic play there by Angels. They have been really aggressive this game, and that basically, how do I call this? Help them to. I would love to say that they have pretty much won this game simply because being so aggressive, Panzel's just farming up, just pushing, making sure the lanes are all pushed out, and her teammates just getting those kills. 18 kills to 6 here, and a quick look at the goal graph just shows that Angels firmly in favor. The goal graph is firmly in their favor, excuse me, with about 22,000 goal advantage for them. The XP graph about the same thing as well, about 15k advantage for them. And with that, Weaver's gonna just casually pick up this Radiance here, and still no boots on this Weaver, which I really don't like, but Krish really doing very well right now.
Yeah, absolutely. She's farmed out really, really well. She does have 100 last hits, which is very, very good at this time of the game. But Ben Q getting really caught out into the tower. That's not exactly the thing you want to do, especially Tinker with the Dagon Blink Forwards and just Dagons. Especially a def, Tinker actually going no points and laser. I don't know about that. But I'm not exactly a Tinker player. I mean, not going laser seems to work pretty well, but in the bottom lane we do have Sad Life and there's an MP. I think actually hitting onto the Weaver as well. Tinker Black's forward as well. Actually gets turned into a chicken. Lion's not actually hitting on 2 people. Actually blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. And Vanilla, you caught out really, really bad here, but instead of being Quash actually comes out onto the illusion. The Dagon comes out, and Vanilla is trying to run for her life right now, but because he has managed to kill, but the Rockets will be enough, and the Dagon's coming out as well from the Tinker, and it's actually going to fall down to the Radiance damage as well. But Mishka comes in, and the Demonic Purge, but Hay actually just walks back and forth, not really committing too much, and a bit of a misplay from her right there, and 3 members from HB Gaming are dead.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of aggression that UB's Angel is just doing right now. They're just diving past the towers. Even I mean, the towers aren't even going down. It's not even half health. Now it is half health and dropping very quickly. And this bounty hunter, I kind of feel she's being more and more of a liability in the game simply because she couldn't get her farm up against the Weaver, and HB Gaming just picking up these two heroes that can track a Weaver. We kind of thought that it would be great mid to late game, but it doesn't seem to be working out for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, Tinker got, even though Tinker had like a decently bad start, he has gotten himself up with the ancient stack, which is actually a really powerful thing for Tinker to do. And Ben Q is actually caught out by etc. And the tornado hits on 3 people as well. Hey, no EMP to follow up though, which is actually really risky. But the line stump because Ruption and Sherry trying to buy some time. Cassie in here, but the Tinker has comes back in as well with the rocket. And the finger hitting an illusion as well, I think as well. But Chris is just going absolutely ham as well with the rockets. All that damage coming out, just coming from everywhere. Lion just decided here to song the timeless as well. I don't think that timeless was actually used really, really well. She could actually kill that line there, but Cassio, he actually walks back into the Seppin words, which is a bit of a misplay here, but Chris will be able to get out with the Sukuchi, and that'll be the end of that engagement there.
Yeah, it is almost once again a team wipe here, I believe. And I believe Chris's choice to actually pick up the Radiance right now is just doing wonders for her team, basically. Just that AoE damage also coming up from the Bristleback in terms of his quill spray. He does have the Mac, does have the the Reaver up, and their team Angel's just going for that huge amount of physical damage as well as magical damage in an AoE around them, and that just just shuts TF or HB Gaming down so much.
We also got to take the fact that Tinker's spamming rockets left and right and hitting machines, and if HB Gaming even move forward, they're just going to take a lot of damage and they just can't fix it. They just can't withstand it. Sorry.
Exactly, and Tinker, even though he doesn't have laser, she has chosen to actually go for the Dagon here, and that just does so much more damage than the laser. But of course, more damage, the more damage that you have, the better, I guess.
In the bottom lane, we do have Weaver being turned into a frog, but Tinker decides to come in. Amplified damage is coming out as well, but Orchid's coming up into Weaver, so this could actually be the death of Weaver, but they need to try and burst him down. Just that mana for the time lapse, is Orchid it up, but the disruption will save her life, and now there's a lot of time wasted as well. She went into time lapse as well, and a lot of time was actually wasted there. But last disruption being able to save Chris's life right there, so really well played.
Right, and now it looks like Beast Angels is going to go onto the bot lane. Rex right now,
bottom tower is under attack.
This is what I kind of meant, that the pickup of the Hand of Midas by this Invoker here kind of puts a halt. I mean, of course, you can get the gold, you can get the experience as well, but it kind of puts a halt in the amount of aggressiveness that this Invoker can throw out.
Yeah, it sort of does, but you also got to take the fact it's not an offensive attack, it's a control, but we have the disruption going on to the sad life as well, and she is just going for. We do have a nice last fighting on 4 people there, but the tornado just stops the aggression, but it's not going to stop Lion from going there as well, especially Hayes actually getting snotted up as well, and the Rockets will be able to kill him, especially the Quill Spray we're actually going to now. Basil actually just blinks right into the bushes, of the trees, sorry, bushes, this isn't League of Legends, sorry, and we do have a lot of Merchants machines coming out, and, Fish don't cry, they're trying to move forward, but, it's just the Tinker machine's doing a lot of work, and they just can't move forward, and the Dyer's courier will die again. I mean, I just hate seeing couriers being, slaughtered like this, so Ice Fast will miss, so there's not really too much going on, just a lot of spamming and a lot of back and forth action. It's really, really hard to just try and keep up, EMP comes out to just try and stop this aggression from the Angels right now, but they just want to keep. And Sandlife is actually trapped in the water. She's
taking a lot of damage. I mean, look at the amount of damage that the March of the Machines is doing to HB right now. And Sad Life is like, I'm really having a sad life right now, being trapped in the waters. Vanilla, why you do this? And on top lane, we're going to see get turned in the pick here, gets taken up as well, and Panzel's gonna actually come back. Probably will actually blinks forward. Looking for a kill there. Now Will gets silenced up. EMP comes up as well, and now he's just gonna drop into a pick again. The Dagon will actually force her back, I believe, and Panzel's gonna TP away from this. And now it's gonna be just fountain camping here right now, guys. The Angel team. They will actually find him here, and he's gonna go down. And you know, US Angels just very casually doing shoutouts here, and I would like to do a shout out to people watching in game as well. You know, you guys are getting tons of rare items here just for 99 cents for 3 months. So thank you all for supporting us. This is the female Dota 2 league. We will move on to the second game very quickly. Once again, you know, this league is proudly sponsored by Steel Series, eClub Malaysia, as well as MTS Gaming. So, need to do the admin here, and then very quickly, you know, we will move on to the second game, and we'll see you guys there. Bye.